Hi, my name is Yuri Sato. I chose fried rice for my food chemistry project. Fried rice calls for 2 cups of rice, 1/2 cup of peas, 2 cups of carrots, 2 eggs, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 stalks of scallion, 2 cloves of minced garlic, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon. Carrots have very little of all macronutrients. They have 6 grams per 1 cup of carbohydrates, 0.6 grams per 1 cup of protein, and 0.1 gram of 1 cup of fat. Carrots are used for that crunchy texture in the dish. Peas are very rich in carbohydrates at 21 grams per 1 cup. They have a good amount of protein at 8 grams per 1 cup, and they have a very small amount of fat at 0.6 grams per 1 cup. Peas gives a little bit of sweetness to the dish and gives it a mushy texture. Scallions are made up of very little macronutrients. At 1.1 grams per 2 stalks of carbohydrates, 0.3 grams per 2 stalks of protein, and no fat. Scallions, much like the carrots, also provide that crunchy texture. Garlic is also very low in macronutrients. They have 2.98 grams per 2 cloves of carbohydrates, 0.57 grams per 2 cloves of protein, and it has no fat. Garlic is what adds a little bit of that umami flavor to the dish. Eggs are very rich in fat and protein, but not very high in carbohydrates. They have 1.2 grams per 2 eggs of carbohydrates, 12 grams per 2 eggs of protein, and 10 grams per 2 eggs of fat. Eggs are a good source of protein in the dish, and it also provides a little bit of that umami flavor. Soy sauce is not high in macronutrients at all. There you have 1.6 grams per 2 tablespoons of carbohydrates, 2.6 grams per 2 tablespoons of protein, and 0.2 grams per 2 tablespoons of fat. Soy sauce makes the dish have a very salty taste, and it adds a little bit of that umami flavor. Sesame oil is very low in protein and carbohydrates, but it's high in fat. It has 0 grams per 1 tablespoon of carbohydrates, 1 teaspoon of carbohydrates, 0 grams per 1 teaspoon of protein, and 14 grams per 1 teaspoon of fat. The sesame oil adds a little bit of an umami flavor, but also adds an aroma. The chicken bouillon is not very high in any macronutrients also. It has 1 gram per 1 tablespoon of carbohydrates, 1 gram per 1 tablespoon of protein, and 0.5 grams per 1 tablespoon of fat. The chicken bouillon is what gives the rice its very powerful umami flavor. Rice is mainly composed of carbohydrates at 90 grams per 2 cups. There's a small amount of protein at 8.6 grams per 2 cups, and a little bit of fat at 0.8 grams per 2 cups. Rice is used as the base of the whole dish, and it provides most of its carbohydrates. Here are some of the skeletal structures that I found. On the top left, there's a carbohydrates, which is made up of glucose, the soy sauce, which is mostly made up of gluten, and the fats are on the right hand corner, and amino acids are on the bottom right. The heat transfer that is taking place when cooking fried rice is conduction. The pan is heated by a flame underneath, and it heats up the oil in the pan to a very high temperature that cooks all the ingredients. Oil is a very good conductor of heat, and that's why it's used in many pan frying recipes like fried rice. The flavors and the textures that are going on is an umami flavor, and the umami flavor usually hits the top of the tongue, and that's what triggers the flavor you're tasting. The texture that is in fried rice is a very chewy texture with a little bit of crunch. The rice, peas, and egg will give you that chewy texture, while the carrots and scallions will provide a nice crunch. Fried rice can actually be very healthy. Obviously, it can't be very healthy like a salad, but it does include many healthy fibers, proteins, and fats. The recipe I followed was one that my mom made. First, you just cook the rice the day before, and whatever's left, you chill in the refrigerator. And then, second, you cut up all your vegetables, your carrots, scallions, your garlic. Then you put vegetable oil into the pan and heat it up. And when it's heated, throw all your vegetables, all the ingredients that you cut up, into the pan. And then when it's kind of cooked, you throw in your egg, and then scramble it. And once that's cooked, you throw in your rice, and then you finish with seasoning with soy sauce, chicken bouillon, and your sesame oil. The process of cooking and filming and editing was very enjoyable, so thank you for listening.